अस्सलाम वालेकुम friends, दुआ है आप सब खैर से हैं. Ramzan is just round the corner and it's the perfect time for healthy new beginnings inshallah. So here's a small series on speed painting Dubai. As some of you might know, I was trained as an architect urban designer and that has taught me to see the city we live in my own unique way. Anyways, मुद्दे की बात ये है कि I sketch the city from time to time and I'd love to share the process with you all. So let's jump right in. We'll be doing a scene of Fireshow that I happened to experience with my family and friends here in Al Seef region. So as usual, I start with the big shapes I see, mark the eye level and start adding people to the scene. हर किसी का अपना style होता है. For me, the star of the show is always the people. Stage पे there were these fantastic performers playing with fire like it was cakewalk. Anyways, I keep on populating the scene with more and more people trying to capture the essence of the crowd that evening. Once the big shapes were done, I go on to add more details, and as soon as the rough framework of the scene was done, I jump in to fill colors in the evening sky. No matter how much we humans try, it's impossible to capture exactly the beauty of the nature that Allah has created. But a girl can hope. So I go on to add more layers in the night sky so that it doesn't appear like one block of color. Coming to the stars, I wasn't sure of how many I should have. After adding some color to the sky, I went on to add as many stars as I could. It was somewhat therapeutic. So this was all I needed really for my rough sketch. This layer, semi-transparent करके I started adding the detail. Ooh, I just love drawing people. और इतने सारे लोग तो शायद बहुत दिनों बाद ड्रॉ किए मैंने. यहाँ autumn to winter Dubai shopping festival चलता है. You'll find the advertisement and exciting offers on everything literally everywhere. Architecture school में पेड़ बनाने की प्रैक्टिस थी, but खजूर के पेड़ is probably the second time in my life. Although I can't say it turned out that bad. दुबई डेजर्ट हो सकता है, पर ग्रीनरी के मामले में बहुत सारे इंडियन शहरों से ये बहुत आगे है मेरे हिसाब से. यहाँ का आर्टिफिशियल इरिगेशन सिस्टम कितना रोबस्ट है, बिना देखे यहाँ यकीन करना ये मुश्किल हो जाता है. श्रब्स और फूलों के साथ बड़े पेड़ भी यहाँ खूब दिख जाते हैं. एक रफ शैडो बनाते हुए चलते हैं अब क्राउड की डिटेलिंग पे. But as you can see, I'm constantly trying to make that sky more and more realistic and beautiful. Basic color blocking के बाद, I've started to add the highlights to the leaves of these trees. Please excuse me, my son woke up by this time and started adding his own scribbles. हमेशा की तरह दानियाल के demands for me to draw a bunch of cars and buses for him. Of course, a fish had to be somewhere there. Anyways, moving on, let's get to the highlights now. Although I don't have much experience in nighttime urbanscapes, I just went with what felt right. Every time something in the scene gets a little challenging, I start adding details to the crowd to help me cope with the stress. Sometimes the figures come out fine, sometimes they don't. But I don't mind either way as long as everything looks put together as a whole. Everyone has their own style of drawing characters. I like to add some texture to the hair. The star of the show were these 4 performers on stage at the center. After drawing 2 of them, I felt it was right to draw the fire before adding the other 2 at the back. Now, drawing 4 as it is a little tricky, let alone in the night sky where it has all the contrast it can get, possibly. After a rough cut image of the fire, I turn on the draft sketch in the background to guide me through the rest of the drawing.
A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the beauty. A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the beauty. A rich man's world. A rich man's world. Beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the.
These characters are probably the most dynamic ones I've drawn so far. This was such an amazing fire show. I'd never seen anything like it back in India. Of course, the snazzy leathery dresses of these four acrobats did their charm, totally. Moving on to the coolest part of the scene for me, the crowd. I tried to capture the most common stance of the crowd, which was clicking pictures with raised hands holding smartphones. At this point, I moved back to the sky again since I was building the layers bit by bit. This time I added a lot of stars, not only because the sky is quite clear here in Dubai, but also because I thought it would look nice. But I think I was wrong. After having spent a significantly long time drawing the stars bit by bit, I ended up reducing their opacity a lot to make them more subtle while having only a handful of them shine. I haven't, but I think I should have counted the number of characters I drew in this scene. There were so many and it was so much fun to draw them. I toggled the barricade layer visibility and used it as an additional guide. At this point I was smiling inside because I liked how it was coming together. Now I quickly wanted to finish the line work and add more colors. After color blocking the building at the back, I added some shadow and smoke from the fire show. There were a few artificial lights in the scene. I was trying to catch them glow in the winter evening light. After finishing up with the detailing on the fire, it was finally time to add colors to our guests and the scene. I have a fairly simple way of coloring clothes in an urban sketch. I start with one color and go on coloring people at some interval. I pick up the next color and color some more people randomly, and this is how I pick third and fourth colors eventually, before I have all my people dressed up as fancy as I'd like them to be. I reserve the stage lighting for the end, after which I check up for the little things not done and proceed to complete them. Of course, I had to add some shadows and highlights to most of the characters in the scene. In the end, I finish off by signing the name of the venue and the date at the corner. That's it for now. Hope to see you in the next speed sketch. I hope you loved this process. If you didn't, please let me know how you think I can improve. Till then, take good care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.